All right, so today we're going to talk about dividing decimals. First problem there of the notes, 3 ways to show division. 10 divided by 2. So one way to show that is just with a division sign, of course. 10 divided by 2. The second one, you could use a fraction bar, 10 divided by 2. And the third one,
10 divided by 2.
You could actually use a dividing bar. So those are 3 ways to show 10 divided by 2. Again, in words, it tells us that at the beginning. And then there's 3 other ways to show it. Okay, there are 3 parts to division problems. Sometimes it'll say what's the dividend, what's the divisor, what's the quotient. The dividend is the number being divided into. Some people will call it the number in the box, which is referring to that type of problem. Divisor, what do you think the divisor is then? Any ideas? So number being divided into, that would be 10. So what do you think the divisor is? Okay, so how can we share that? How can we say that? The number we are dividing by is the divisor. And the quotient is the answer to any dividing problem. So if you ever see a problem that says what's the quotient, you just have to divide it. Okay, so 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Which number is the dividend? Which number are we dividing into? Which number would be in the box?
10.
The 10. And the divisor would be
2.
the 2. And the quotient, which is the answer, is 5. Okay, when dividing, if the divisor is not a whole number, you need to rename both the divisor and the dividend, which means we are going to make new numbers. We need to move the decimal. So we have whole numbers. So if we have 1.55 divided by 0.05. Okay, the divisor, the second number, is the one I'm concerned about. I need that to be a nice whole number. No decimal. Right now I got 0.05. So how many spots do I have to move the decimal in order to give me a nice whole number? 1. Now I'm going to have 0.5. 1 more, yeah. Because what's my number now if I move it 2 spots? It's 5. But because I moved the decimal 2 spots here, what do you think I got to do this one? Move it 2 spots. 1, 2. So my decimal is going to be right here. Now I have a nice whole number. I'm dividing by 5. We could actually divide it. How many times does 5 go into 15? 3 times. How many times does 5 go into 5? So my answer there would be 31. What's another name for the answer?
31 the quotient.
That'd be my quotient, right? That'd be my quotient. Okay, let's do another one. 1.75. First number is the dividend, goes in the box. Dividing by 0.5. That's my divisor. Okay, I need to get rid of that decimal. So how many spots do I have to move this so I get a nice whole number? Once. So what do I got to do here? Move it once. Don't forget that. So my decimal is going to be right here. 5 into 17. How many times is 5 going to 17? 3? 5 into 25. 5 times. There you go. So my answer is 3.5. Again, make sure you have that decimal in the right spot. Okay, back page. 1.42 divided by 0.5. So again, I'm looking at my divisor. How many spots I gotta move my decimal? 1. Make sure you move it here as well. Okay. 5 into 14. Twice. Bring the 2 down. 5 into 42.
8.
Very good. Now I'm left with a 2. I don't have any more digits left, so what do I got to add up here to bring down? I don't have any numbers left. So what do you think I would add up there to bring down? A 0, yep. 5 into 20? 4. 2.84. Is my answer. Okay, this little paragraph is saying you could kind of have an idea of what your answer is going to be. It says if we rounded 1.42 to 1.5, how many times can you get 0.5 into 1.5? So if I had 50 cents, how many 50 cents could I get out of $1.50? Not 5.
6.
Not 6. How many 50 cents would it take to get $1.50? So there's 1.
4.
There's 2. How much do I have? $1. How much do I have now? 3. So it would take about 3. Okay, we said the answer was 2.84. So that's just a way of rounding because we know that 2.84 is pretty close to 3. So we could estimate to say, does our answer make sense? Is my decimal in the right spot? Okay, number 2. Which number goes in the box? First number goes in the box. This number. 0.12 is the dividend. And I'm dividing by 0.59. So again, I'm looking at how many spots do I have to move my decimal? 2 spots. 2 spots. 59 into 12. Can 59 go into 12? 59 is bigger than 12, right? So 0 times. Need to add a 0. 59 into 120. Remember, that's almost 60. How many times is 60 going to 120? 60 and a 120? 2 times. 59 times 2 is 118. Bring down a 0. 59 into 20. 59 is bigger, so it's a 0. 59 into 200. 4 is going to be too big. 3 times would be 177. And it looks like this one's going to continue for a while. So I'm going to say about 2.03. Most of the time you have a problem like that, it'll say round to the nearest hundredth, round to the nearest tenth. Okay, and we've done enough rounding where I think we could handle that. Okay, I just want to talk about a couple in the workbook. Page 39. Let's talk about where does my decimal go? Okay, where does my decimal go? So if you look at the first one, 0.7375 divided by 3. Remember, first number goes in the box. So I know I'm going to get 0.25. Where would my decimal go? Well, let's just try it. Can 3 go into 0? No. Can 3 go into 7? How many times 3 go into 7?
2 times.
2. So can you already tell where my decimal is going to go? Where do I put it? After the 0. So my answer would be right there. Let's pick another one there.
6.
Number 6. So we did 1, now let's do 6. 0.50 divided by 2. How many times can 2 go into 0? 2 into 5.
1, 2.
Twice. Can you already see the answer? After the 0 again. Pick another one.
Number
10. 0.3 divided by 1. That one should be an easy one. If you divide by 1, you're going to get the same answer, right? 0.3 divided by 1 is 0.3. Another one?
Number 9.
Number 9. That should be an easy one again, because we're dividing by 1. 0.03 divided by 1 should be 0.03. Okay, question 2. Let's pick one there.
Number 4.
Number 4. 6.29 divided by 0.2. If the answer doesn't come out nice, we are going to go to the nearest hundredth, all right? So I'm looking at my divisor. I have 0.2. How many spots do I have to move my decimal to get a whole number? 1. So I got to move this one 1 spot. I don't know how many zeros I'll need. All right, so 2 into 6. Yeah, 2 into 6. 3. Bring down to 2. 2 into 2. 1. Bring down the 9. 2 into 9. 4. 2 into 10.
5.
5. It comes out nice. Don't have to round that one at all. So that one is 31.45. Let's do one more.
Number 5.
Number 5. 75.6 divided by 7.2. Need to move the decimal one spot to get a whole number for my divisor. Move the decimal one spot. Okay, a little bit bigger number now. 72 into 75.
1.
Once. Again, make sure everything is lined up nicely. Nice and neat so our decimal and place values don't get mixed up. 72 into 36. Can 72 go into 36? Nope. How about 72 into 360? Yeah, 5 would be a good one to try. Comes out perfect again, don't need to round. 10.5 again, the nicer you can keep those numbers to make sure you don't lose track of your place values, the better. All right, and question on page 40. We're going to use this page to help you out because it's going to make some more sense to it. So we have this comic strip. It says each frame has the same length and width. What's the area? So I'm going to go to my little paper here to help keep track. It says my length. Okay, so if this is my width, I'm going to assume this is my length. So 1.9 inches, my width is 1.4. So 1.9 inches, width is 1.4. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Multiply, yep, times. 1.9 times 1.4. Let's do that together. 9 times 4. 36. 4 times 1 plus 3. 7. Move over a spot. 1 times 9. 1 times 1. Add them up. 6 and 0. 9 and 7. 1 and 1. And where does my decimal go? Behind the 2 is exactly right. So my answer is 2.66 square inches. That's my area. All right, now I got to figure out my border, the width of the border. So notice on this side, guys, the whole thing is 2.1. The height of the actual picture told me was 1.9. So what's 2.1 minus 1.9? That'll tell me how wide the border is going around that. What's 2.1 minus 1.9? Can I do 1 minus 9? Nope. Borrow. 11 minus 9? 0.2 inches. Now, the whole thing is 2.1, the picture is 1.9. That means these two add up to 0.2. but I have two borders, this one and this one. So if I take 0.2 divided by 2, that would tell me each individual border. So what's half of 0.2? If I take 0.2 divided by 2, what am I going to get? Exactly right, 0.1. So every line that you see, side, 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 top, top, they're all 0.1 inches. Okay, so we needed to know that now to answer this question. How wide is the strip? So here's kind of a picture of it. Okay, so how wide is the entire strip? Well, how wide is every picture? 1.4. How many do I have? 4. So I'm going to take 1.4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 plus 1 is 5.6. Okay, so it's 5.6 plus now I got to add the borders. How many borders do I have going across? Okay, how many is this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 borders. How wide was each border? You just answered it up here. 0.1. So what's 0.1 times 5? 0.5. So if my strip is 5.6 and my borders is 0.5, how much total is that? What's 6? We're adding. What's 6 plus 5? 11. 5 plus 1?
6.
Label? Inches? Okay, so that's how wide it is. Again, that goes with page 40, and I would certainly consider that more of an advanced type problem. That took some critical thinking skills. All right, a couple things I want to point out on your homework then, page 102, 103. First one's here, multiple choice. Make sure you are careful when you move the decimal. Remember, first number goes in the box. Divisor goes outside. Move the decimal, move the decimal. What will my answer be? Second set, again, you put the decimal where it goes. So on this first one, 0.75 divided by 0.25. Move the decimal 2 spots, move the decimal 2 spots. Where is my decimal going to go? I know I'm going to get this type of an answer. Does it go after the 3, after the 30, after the 300? Where does the decimal go? Back page. You can cross out activity 3. Do not do that one. You can skip that one. You do need to do number 4. Remember, adding and subtracting fractions, you need a common denominator. Multiplying and dividing, you do not. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing decimals, watch out for decimal placement. Be careful.